So it all started with Zelensky's visit to Florida. It has been a thing that has been widely debated, widely talked about here in Poland as well. And there is a consensus among Polish people, among Polish experts, that this peace deal that Trump is proposing is not only horrible for Ukraine, that part is obvious, but this deal is so horrendously bad, even after being trimmed down to 20 points, even after some concessions have been made, even after some changes have been implemented, apparently, allegedly. This deal is now framed as bad for Poland. A bad deal for Poland, a horrendous deal for Ukraine. Such a bad deal that it doesn't just affect Ukraine, it affects the immediate region as well. Because, and that was obvious from the very beginning to everybody that pays attention, a weakened Ukraine is also automatically a weakened Poland.
Another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. No filter, I got no filter.
Poland. Because, of course, Poland is the direct neighbor of Ukraine. And Zelensky has met with Donald Trump to discuss the 20-point peace plan, security guarantees, and all that good jazz. But the problem is that, as usual, as always, right before the meeting with Zelensky, Trump had a 2-hour phone call with Vladimir Putin, where he was coached on what to say or something, I guess. It's always something like that. Donald Trump is enthusiastic about peace prospects. He talks to Vladimir Putin. All of a sudden, everything changes because what can I say? What can I say apart from the fact that at this point, Trump is just Putin's lapdog? Maybe I shouldn't say that, but let's listen to what was said during the conference, because of course there was a part when they discussed things in private and there was a press conference. And apparently the peace plan is 90% agreed, security guarantees are 100% agreed. Even though in reality Trump said that we don't even know what those guarantees what will be the contents of these guarantees. We don't know what they will say. We don't know what they will entail. But, it's all good. It's all good. Everything's ready. But there were a few things during this press conference that were so egregiously bad that I just have to show it to you. Because to see is to believe. Nearly 100 American citizens died in Ukraine on the battlefield. What's your message to their families?
You've said multiple times that you want to stop the killing, and nearly 100 American citizens died in Ukraine on the battlefield. Yeah. What's your message to their families whose loved ones died fighting for you?
Well, look, the message is so obvious. It's what a shame. They died in a foreign country. And some are celebrated people. They're very celebrated. But so sad that a thing like that would happen.
You've said multiple times that you want to stop the killing.
What a shame. What a shame. But there's an even better statement by Trump, okay? There's an even better statement by Trump somewhere here. Let me see.
Who are you with?
Andrea Shalal with Reuters.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Reuters.
So in your conversation with President Putin, did you discuss what responsibility Russia will have for any kind of reconstruction of Ukraine post an agreement?
I did. They're going to be helping. Russia's going to be helping. Russia wants to see Ukraine succeed.
Fuck me, man. Russia wants to see Ukraine succeed. My goodness. Imagine being in the shoes of Zelensky and listening to this. Russia wants Ukraine to succeed. I'm going to be going to Ukraine again soon, and honest to God, I'm going to ask people what they think of this statement. I'm going to ask people, hey, have you heard that Trump recently said that Russia wants Ukraine to succeed? What are your thoughts on that? What do you think? Does Russia want Ukraine to succeed?
Once it sounds a little strange,
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It sounds quite a little bit. Yeah, it does.
but I was explaining to the president, President Putin was very generous in his feeling toward Ukraine succeeding.
Holy shit. I was just explaining to Zelensky here, the president of the country that is being under invaded by a genocidal maniac, that actually that genocidal maniac wants Ukraine to succeed. I was just explaining it to Zelensky here, because it needed, Zelensky needed to be explained.
Including supplying energy, electricity, and other things at very low prices.
Holy shit. Says Trump as Russia is bombing Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Perfect. We're gonna destroy your energy infrastructure and then we're gonna sell you energy for cheap. You fucking kidding me? This cannot be real. This cannot be real. Now listen to this. There's another statement, okay? Where is it? Oh my God, there's so much. This conference is just, it was an endless row of horrible statement after horrible statement.
And a lot of very brave people, a lot of people that are dead right now, unfortunately, because I've said, and nobody's disputed it, that
don't forget that Russia also wants to, take care of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant.
if the election weren't rigged and stolen, 2020, you wouldn't have had this war. It would have never happened. And it didn't happen for 4 years. Never was even
Yeah, there definitely was not a war in the Donbass region when Trump was president for his first term.
thought to happen. And I spoke with President Putin. I got along with him very well, despite the Russia hoax, which was a total hoax. He used to say, what is going on over there? But it was a total hoax, as he knew and as I knew. But I spoke to him, and we'd talk about Ukraine. I've said it before. It was the apple of his eye, but he wasn't going to do anything about it. He didn't do anything about it until I was gone, and then a lot of really bad statements were made by people, by a lot of people, I guess,
What the fuck is he even talking about?
but by a certain president that we had.
Oh yeah, the entire invasion happened only because of a bad statement by Biden, I guess.
Who was a disaster. Yes.
There was a question about whether or not Putin really wants peace if he keeps, he did a huge attack on Kyiv right before the meeting between Zelensky and Trump. And Trump said, well, Russia attacks Ukraine. Russia was also attacked very recently. Who knows by who? Might have been by Ukraine. It was basically saying both sides do it. Both sides attack one another and it's all bad. Of course, as always, comparing Russia attacking civilians to Ukraine attacking Russian military infrastructure. To Trump, it's all the same. To Trump, it just doesn't matter. Who cares? Trump definitely does not care. Okay? Trump definitely does not care about stuff like that. And as I've said, this meeting has ended in nothing. As always, once again, we're wasting time. It's been a year, definitely more than 24 hours. The war is not over. It does not seem that the war will end anytime soon. it was agreed that the ball is now in Russia's court, that Russia would decide if it would agree to what has been agreed upon here. And just yesterday or today, depending on which time zone you're in, Lavrov of Russia has said that Ukraine tried to kill Putin. That Ukraine has tried to kill Putin with 91 drones, suicide drones, that they tried to attack Putin's residence, and therefore Russia will now adjust its peace negotiations. How convenient that suddenly during a crucial negotiation, supposedly Ukraine tried to kill Putin, which gives Russia a very convenient reason not to agree to anything and to take on a much harder stance towards what's being agreed upon. Can you believe that? I cannot. But then again, there are pretty big suckers in this world, and one of them is definitely Donald Trump, because he has made a statement on this.
See you later.
The alleged strike on Putin's residence could scuttle the peace.
Yeah, I don't like it.
The question was, are you worried that the alleged strike on Putin's residence would scuttle the peace? And then he answers with the whole, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's not good. I heard about it this morning. You know who told me about it? President Putin told me about it. Early in the morning, he said he was attacked. It's no good. It's no good. Don't forget, the Tomahawks. I stopped the Tomahawks. I didn't want that. Because we're talking about, it's a delicate period of time.
Yeah, he just believes. If Putin said that Ukraine tried to kill him, then of course 100% is true, because Russia and especially Vladimir Putin, they never lie. It's just 100% true. If Putin says something to Trump on the phone, then it has to be true, because of course Trump had a phone call after the meeting with Zelensky, and during that call, Putin told Trump, hey, Ukraine tried to kill me. And of course, Trump, being the naive buffoon or just, a complicit cooperator that he is, said, I'm so shocked. I'm so angry. How can Ukraine do this during this very, very delicate time?
It's not the right time. It's one thing to be offensive, because they're offensive. It's another thing to attack his house. It's not the right time to do any of that, and can't do it.
Interestingly enough, Trump did not say that it's wrong to do, period. He just said that it's not the right time.
And I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it. Please. What? Well, it came.
Is there any... This is a good question. Is there any evidence that it actually happened? Welcome back, Emily. And Trump says, well, the evidence is that Putin told me that it happened.
It came out. Well, we'll find out. I mean, you're saying maybe the attack didn't take place. It's possible too, I guess. But President Putin told me this morning it did.
Maybe it didn't happen, but Putin told me it did. So it must have happened, right? If Putin told him that it happened, then it must have happened. I cannot believe this. I just cannot believe this nonsense. So there you go. Trump very angry after Russia claimed Ukraine attacked Putin residence. Donald Trump has said he was very angry at hearing accusations from Vladimir Putin that Kyiv had tried to attack residence used by the Russian leader. Like, how convenient, very angry. Ukraine, of course, denies it, because I would be so convenient that during this crucial time within the negotiation, Ukraine attacked Vladimir Putin, and now Russia can just refuse anything and point to the assassination attempt as the reason. There you go, looking for excuses. Commenting on Lavrov's statement, Zelensky suggested in an audio statement to journalists on WhatsApp that his meeting with Trump on Sunday, during which the US leader offered to guarantee Ukraine's security in the event of peace, had been a blow to Moscow. It is clear that for the Russians, if there is no scandal between us and America, but instead there is progress, this is a failure for them. The Russians are incapable of ending the war on their own. They can only do so under pressure, which is true, definitely, especially since Russia believes that it is winning the war. So, which is why they are looking for excuses. I expected their rhetoric yesterday, but they went even further. They went further and beyond, plus ultra. Zelensky added, today President Trump and the Europeans must step in and take appropriate action, especially towards those who yesterday stated that they were ready to end the war. I mean, so far Trump seems to believe that Ukraine really did attempt to kill Putin. So I'm not sure if this will go well. I actually think that Russia will succeed in its little stunt. I actually think that this will lead to the stalling of the peace negotiations, and this whole thing will be the shit show that it has been for a while now. I think that Russia has got itself a carte blanche to just reject anything that it doesn't like in the peace proposal now, because Lavrov has clearly said we will have to adjust our peace negotiation strategy based on this assassination attempt. How convenient, once again. What a twist. What a gift. Nobody believes that Ukraine actually tried to kill Vladimir Putin, especially at a time like this. Nobody buys it. Nobody buys it. But, well, I guess Trump buys it, but the question is it Trump being naive, or is it just Trump playing along? Because it is actually difficult for me to believe that he actually believes that Ukraine tried to assassinate Vladimir Putin. Who knows? As always, I remain skeptical about these peace negotiations succeeding. Again, I think this war will continue for quite a long time. And the only way for Russia to stop is for Russia to be pressured to stop. Right now, Russia thinks it has the upper hand. It's winning. It has the United States of America on its side. The United States have all but halted all aid to Ukraine. Europe. It's not exactly quick to step up to its responsibilities. So Russia thinks that it actually is in no hurry to end the war, that it can gain what it actually really wants, which is full control of Ukraine. And it will look for any excuse that it can to definitely not to agree to any ceasefire and to derail any peace negotiation that could happen. Once again, all I can say is we will have to see how things develop, but I'm not an optimist. I believe that New Year's Eve will be very interesting, and I think that Russia will probably attack Ukraine en masse on that occasion. We will see what the year 2026 will bring us, but once again, I'm not really all that hopeful about that either.